Hey guys, welcome back to Umineko. A massive applause filled the hall. It was an applause in honor of a good fight, an applause in honor of Birkenstell. Yes, Lady Birkenstell's game was another splendid one. We're going to reveal her game board to everyone here, so have a go at it. It's pretty awesome. But you solved it in the end, it's all the same. A game that no one can solve isn't a game. The main point is whether it was fun or not. It was fun. I guarantee it's quality. Same here. At first I thought there was no way anyone could solve it, but the way you can use one confirmed purple statement after another to narrow down the suspects made it for a great puzzle. Come everyone, gather. Just what sort of game is Lady Birkenstell's mystery? That's for you to find out for yourselves. Objects resembling chessboards were set out on several tables. Crowds gathered around each looking down with interest. Oh, it's like a logic puzzle. Quite an unorthodox one, don't you think? So this is what a witch's game is like. Looking at like this is just a game, but for the pieces it's a massive series of crimes. Indeed it is. It would not do to waste such a rare gift from Lady Birkenstell. Let us take this opportunity to enjoy ourselves. Still, this is a tough one, and almost makes you wonder if it was made to be solvable, doesn't it? If you don't start by believing that it's made to be solvable, you won't get anywhere. A battle of wits doesn't begin until you trust the questioner and believe that it can be solved. And we guarantee that it is. Come on, have a go at it. With Battler's encouragement, discussions over Birkenstell's mystery game began at each table. The mix of humans and illusions in a heated debate was truly a sight to behold. Beato and Birkenstell sat in a chair far off from the discussions. Would you like some tea? Any kind of calming black tea for me, with milk if you don't mind. As you wish. Is there anything you need, Lady Birkenstell? Please add some dried plums to some black tea. That's the trick to making terrible tea drinkable. Come now, don't sulk. We're honestly complimenting your game for being such a fun one. Beato, who emerged victorious in the game Birkenstell had put all her heart into, was in extremely high spirits. I'm not sulking. My face just looks this way. When I managed to spot Bird's own kind of warmth in that expression, I felt kind of like I climbed to the pitch black top of a snowy mountain to find a beautiful star. Well, sorry for having an eternally frosty face. How difficult it is to compliment Lady Birkenstell. No matter what you say, she always takes it in a bad way. That's okay. She's the type who'll keep thinking about it for hours later on. The type who lies in bed relishing it while hugging her pillow. Yeah, that's burden for you. Beato and the Delta giggled together. Birkenstell shrugged and looked away. Seriously, though, that really was a fun game with a twist. You think so? Thank you. You could have made it unsolvable, but you still made it to be solved. You couldn't have done that unless you plan on playing fair and enjoying the game. I like games where I win no matter what. Games that I might lose are just a pain. Later, I like to switch sides and try another one. I'll make a puzzle and we'll see if you can solve it. A game for you to win against me. Of course, I used to know how I picked up in my fights with Beato make it super hard. I'm not giving up my winning streak that easily. Both you and Beato have such an interesting way of thinking. How's that? A game is just means to decide who wins and who loses, right? When you create one, your own victory should be in your highest priority. So why would you go to all the trouble making a game you might lose? What fun is there in a game you always win? That's not even a game. Victory and defeat is fun because you're taking part in a fair competition and balance between those two outcomes. Game isn't a fight, it's communication. You have to enjoy the means, and if you manage to win in the end, well, that's just an added bonus. Finally, I clearly understand the difference between how all of you think and how I think. What do you mean? For you, this is communication. It isn't for me. The world you live in must be pretty savage. And what about you? Was it insane for you until you understood Beato's game? An eternal game is eternal torture. Have you already completely forgotten about that pain you suffered? There were days I did think that, but now it's all been resolved. I won't complain about stuff that's in the past. I'm impartial, you might say. That is the critical difference between you and me, I think. Your eternal torture was something you could laugh off and forget. Mine wasn't nearly so trivial. That's all there is to it. I don't know your history. It sounds like you had it rough. To think I'm getting sympathy from a mere former piece, I must be getting old. Birkenstell, sipping the black tea that Genji had brought her, gazed up at the ceiling with a faraway look. Battler may not have known her history, but even he was able to understand a bit of how she felt. Are you being tortured by someone right now? Are you kidding? I'm as free as can be. I'm not bound by anyone's shackles. And that's a good thing, isn't it? At least things are better for you now. True. It's much better now than it once was. Though I am on a long, endless journey to escape from boredom, then at the very least, those many years should have been a good thing for you. Indeed, even the taste of defeat can keep my boredom at bay somewhat. No, Battler shook his head and laughed. We're friends who've enjoyed fighting a fair game. So, if your days are filled with nothing but running away from boredom, feel free to drop by our place every now and then. We'd love to welcome a friend, and we'll be able to set up everything needed to help a friend escape from boredom. You think you can prepare a welcome interesting enough to help me, the great Burger Stout, escape from boredom for even a single night? I do. That's what it means to be a friend. We won tonight's game, so the next time you come, we'll switch sides. This time we'll entertain you with one of our games. Of course, we don't intend to let you win easily. We'll challenge you to a devilishly twisted logic game. It won't be something you can solve in a night. It'll be good enough to make you stay for months, racking your brains over it. You would entertain me, the great Burger Stout, as a friend? Yeah, we would. After talking with you, even this dried up plum tea is starting to taste sickly sweet. What a pain. I heard from Beato stuff like this dried up plum tea stuff is one of your favorites. Next time we'll throw in some high-class dried plums covered in gold leaves, so make sure you come again. If you really plan to do that, try finding some better tea to start with. I'll never feel like coming again if you keep serving tea like this. Oh, come on. I guess the tea you're used to drinking is pretty damn high class. Next time, why don't you invite us somewhere where we can drink some of that? Me invite you over? It's only fair, right? We've treated you. Now it's your turn. Yes, it would be only fair. So let's have the game be fair too. Let's switch sides and start a new game. I'm looking forward to it. We won this time, but who knows about next time? That's some confidence you have there, and yeah, I'm afraid you're mistaken on one point. What's that? My game isn't over yet. I wonder who will win in the end. After taking one more sip of our black tea, Burger still set up her cup on the table wearing a thin smile. The tea here is far too sweet. It was a mistake to have any. Thank you, Genji. Take this away, please. As you wish. Bergstone asked for her tea to be taken away after taking only 2 sips. Butler smiled, realizing that this was just Burns' way of being shy. Battler, why are you smiling with such a foolish, optimistic face? If you really think this final game will be nothing but a happy epilogue, then I'll have to invite you all to a proper game for the bringing this down to a close. Battler, you forget too easily. Don't you remember in whose hand lies the key to this final game? The inside of my nose itched. I never regained consciousness to a smell before. Slowly opened my eyes. Wait, when did I lose consciousness in the first place? I don't remember going to sleep or falling unconscious. That's right, Burgestone invited me to come to a place better for drinking tea. That's what my memory could say. See, and since the smell of black tea is what woke me up. Where am I? Or study. I hate to admit it, but her taste in tea really is excellent. I was sitting on what appeared to be a sofa in a dimly lit study. Burgestone sat across from me, and right before my eye was a beautiful cup filled with hot steaming tea. Is it this place? I remembered. I've been here before. Wasn't it? How pleasant it is to see you again, child of man. Yes, that voice. Just hearing it brings back memories. Long time no see, my master. God. I don't think I would get a chance to welcome you into my study again. To think that the game of yours is still continuing. It won't be continuing much longer. This is the end, the true final game. This is the study of feathering Augustus Aurora, the majestic witch of theater going, drama, and spectating. Once in the past, I was summoned by her in order to be her reader, her Miko, whatever. Don't tell me what to me to read again. What's the one who called you here? My Miko brought the two of us together. Why? Is it obvious to show you the path that leads to the truth? You'll show me the way feathering? Well, I am the witch of theater going. No, I dislike interfering with the actors on the stage. So would you rather watch Battler's boring play or my exciting one that manipulates the branching paths of fate? I know you can't stand even a minute of boredom. As Feathering rocked her rocking chair, she looked up at the ceiling and chuckled. She clearly holds some key to the truth I seek. And yet you are literally the one holding the key. I could do nothing but tell you where to find the keyhole, child and man. I don't remember saying anything out loud, but Feathering answered my question as though I had. Come to think of it, that's right. Feathering can read the thoughts of a mere child of a man like me easily as she can hear me speak. Well, I guess it helps us to the point quicker. Only Oni-chan did give me this key, but then he just says about how I know how to use it when the time was right. He didn't say a word about what it was used for. Do you two know what is this key for? Oni-chan said it was something very precious. Explain, my Miko. No way, you explain. You demand that your master explain. You've got to go on stage every now and then, otherwise you'll get senile and all the faster. My mind, yeah, I just enjoy some long overdue time on the stage when the interest reader, which should last me several centuries at least. Tell me, what is this key? A physical manifestation of the decision you are to make. This game will end when you are asked to make a certain decision. What you hold there is the act of your decision, embodied in the form of a key. The physical manifestation of my decision. Exactly. Battler is probably playing the end by putting you in front of two doors, both of which can be opened by the key. Then he would ask you to choose which door to open. He must have told you that much, right? He didn't tell me anything at all. He just kept saying things like, you'll know when the time comes. No one will tell me anything, not only Chen, not anyone. Battler probably wants to respect your right to make a decision of your own free will, but Ange, you should have at least started to figure that out by now, right? Figure what out? There's an answer Battler wants you to choose, isn't there? Those words made my heart jump in my chest. It was what I had been thinking. Oni-chan is clearly trying to trick me with a vague tale, almost like a daydream. That'll take me even farther away from the truth. At the 1986 family conference, everyone had a wonderful time as they faded away. Everyone is smiling down on you from heaven, so you don't need to feel alone, even in 1998, so give it your all and live by yourself. I've clearly sensed Oni-chan's desire to end it like that. Every time I ask him about it, he dodges the issue and says something about how the decision will be mine in the end. That's right, it may appear as though Battler is giving you a fair choice, but he's actually scheming to get you to a certain one of those two answers. You've already seen the first of a tale that he's using to do that, right? That bizarre Halloween party with everyone acting so strange and friendly that it was almost sickening. I've already seen more than enough of that tale, so sickly sweet it makes me want to vomit. Where Ushami Akanto showered me with affection, where his children sort of support each other, where everyone was filled with happiness and hope. He's trying to trick me with those chummy scenes so he can keep me away from the truth. He's such a coward. True, it might be easy to call him a coward from your perspective, but remember, if you're a player in this game and Battler is the game master, what does that imply? In the past, Battler was a player, Bieto was the game master, and they each fought for their own respective truths. So what's happening this time? I'm a player and Oni-chan is the game master. Could it be that I misunderstood everything from the very beginning? Oni-chan said he'd tell me what happened on that day, so I assumed that following him meant I learned everything. Is it that same as, say, Oni-chan accepting everything Bieto said about the crimes being the work of a witch? What a stupid mistake I've been making. So this game has always been a fight between me and Oni-chan. I'm surprised you joined in without realizing that. Battler really is sly. He quickly started up the final game without letting you realize that simple fact. Well, it was the same back in Beto's games. Battler was drawn into her game before he knew what was happening, before he even knew how to fight. That's why I taught him how. And now it's exactly the same. You were forced to start this game before you understood anything about it, and I've come to tell you the truth, to tell you who you're fighting against and for what. I was too shocked to speak. And finally, I realized that what I needed to accomplish this game, I've always been passive. I was sure that Oni-chan would tell me everything, so I naively thought I just had to believe whatever he said. I was wrong. That's not what this is. This is a battle between me and the one who wants to reach the truth, and Oni-chan who wants to trick me and chase me out into a 1998 where I'm all alone. All this time I've been kept on saying that Oni-chan was foolish and naive. Now I see that I was more naive than anyone else. And yet Berkeso didn't sneer at me. On the contrary, she looked at me with that cold gaze as to say, so you're finally taking your first step. Now do you understand your own purpose and the purpose of that key? I gripped the key Oni-chan had hung around my neck, and for a while I was shook with an emotion that I couldn't understand. Now that I know Oni-chan tricked me, it would be easy to hate him, but hating him would be missing the point. After all, this is a game between me and him. Oni-chan has done nothing but make the optimal moves for winning against me. It's a game's on a playful way to communicate. If there's a process that decides who wins and who loses, then there could be no fair games. The best strategy is always to trick your enemy into defeat without telling them the rules before they even know what's going on. That in that sense, Oni-chan hasn't done anything wrong. He's using that sickly sweet illusion to trick me and forcing me out into a lonely future. They'll be the only ones having a good time in the cat box, and I'll be the only one chased out. Thank you. I'm grateful. I think I've finally been able to truly open my eyes. Please don't hate Battler. After all, one-sidedly tricking your opponent is what game masters do. I know, Onichan took the best object from his perspective. That's all there is to it, so I need to make the best possible moves from my perspective. My goal is now clear. October 4th and 5th, 1986. What happened on Rokujima on those days? I need to tear off the veil covering the truth. Nothing more, nothing less. Oni-chan gave me this key probably because he wants me to put it into keyhole of his choosing. That's why he keeps showing me it's a mental illusion. But I won't be fooled anymore. I'll open the door I want to open. Certainly this kind of tell is more likely than one where Inge does whatever Battler says. And this time I'll let you run the show from here on out. I'll tell Inge. Tell her where the keyhole that leads to the truth is. Tell me, where is the keyhole? Very well. First I'll have a seat. I'll go and get it for you. When Feathering rose from our rocket chair, my vision seemed to twist and blend. What is this? Some kind of interference? Why now when Feathering's about to show me something important? Why is my head getting suddenly... I dug my fingernails into my knees, clenching my teeth to keep from losing consciousness. However, the world just kept twisting more and more, except for the pillows of the sofa beneath me. I couldn't sense anything at all. Lady? Huh? Looks like they've arrived. The door opened and Hachijo Toya appeared. What's going on? This isn't the world of witches, but the world of humans? I was sitting on a sofa and Namakusa was behind me. There's no need to feel confused. Feathering and Hachijo Toya are the same being. To her, the difference between the two worlds is a trivial thing. To put it in the worlds of that theater lover, it's like having a slightly different background behind the stage. So there's no reason for me to feel hesitant. Should I call you Madame Hachijo this time? How complicated names are. Even though both of us are still here, just like before, you have to wonder what to call me. True, calling me Feathering would be a bit rude to you now. For an actor, the name of their role, the actor's only temporary. First, let's say child and man. Feathering. Amakusa's eyes went wide as he wondered what I was suddenly talking about. I ignored them and continued. So, what are you going to show me? As I spoke, my eyes were caught by the heavy-looking object she held under her arm. At a glance, it looked like an encyclopedia with a fancy binding. Do you know what this is? As Feathering spoke, she set the heavy object on the table. The first thing it reminded me of was a grimoire. The heavy book had a mysterious, mystical feel to it, like the Mariah Oni-chan might carry around. And the most remarkable feature of it was the large, sturdy lock that held it shut. Why would someone go this far to keep someone from reading a book? Why don't you take it and observe the back? The back? I flipped the heavy book over on my lap, and as soon as I saw it, I gave a small gasp. Eva, Ushiromiya Eva. Without a doubt, those words were written there in Roman characters. What is this? Aunt Eva's diary? Could this be that rumored? Do you know something about this? Just a rumor. They say that President Eva had a secret diary that she had always kept locked up. They say she took it everywhere she went. At least that's what I heard from some of the other bodyguards. A secret diary? Why is that here? It was in the hospital room where Ushiromiya Eva passed away. This diary was hidden under her bed, so it remained in that room for some time after her death before it was found. Then by coincidence, it's probably found by someone who worked for the hospital or else a patient or their family. Of course, that time, there's a huge movement dedicated to the Rokujima mystery. A locked diary found in the hospital room, where Ushiromiya spent her last moments, would be absolutely priceless. The discoverer probably handed it over in secret to one of the witch hunters who would be able to accurately determine its worth. Luckily, the witch hunters who got their hands on this book were all noble and upright people. Not content to boorishly destroy the lock and reveal the truth, they simply satisfied themselves with the fact that the truth of the day is slumbered just on the other side of that mysterious lock. Thanks to that, Eva's diary was remained undamaged to this very day. It is already known that Natsuhi Wafa Cross, the oldest son of Kenzo, sealed up all her complaints and repressed feelings by writing them down in her diary, which she treated like a sort of a charm. So Aunt Eva did the same thing, as possible at least. Opening up a diary like this would be a pain, and if he did have a key, it's sealed up like a tight corset. Amakusa was right. This was a diary made to be casually opened and reminisced over. It would probably safe to assume that she used this diary to forget things, written them down, and sealing them away, just like Ushiromiya Natsuhi did. Then she brought it with her in the hospital room and hid it beyond the bed without telling anyone about it. Don't tell me this diary is. Are you saying that Eva wrote down what happened that day? By reading this context, you'll probably learn everything. However, we don't know where the key that unlocks it is. I jumped, then I looked down on my chest. That's where my brother hung that key. You know what? Just in case we get the choice to open it or not, I'm gonna save. Okay, huh? It's gone. The key's gone. What's wrong, lady? What key? It's been hanging from my neck the whole time, hasn't it? I never noticed it. You had a key hanging from your neck? I understood almost immediately. In the world of humans, I haven't found the key. Then me with the key is on the game board in the world of witches. Make me let me use the key. I'm going to unlock this diary. Feathering into a single finger, spun around and the world twisted again. When I returned to feather and studied, the key popped back into existence hanging from my neck. But at the same time, the diary in my lap popped out of existence. Where'd the diary go? It should exist somewhere on the game board, since it's one of the keyholes you would be given. It must exist. Did Orangin hide it somewhere? Since Butler wants this game to be between you and him, it probably isn't hidden completely. What do you mean? Even if Butler thinks of the diary as a key, he mustn't lose. There will be no game unless it exists somewhere on this board. In other words, there's someone there to show me a mansion, or you may have already been given an opportunity to witness it, like how a swindler is already hidden a trap in microscopic letters on the first page of a contract you sign. If Butler follows the customs of the mystery genre as a game master, clues must be shown, so the choice at least of Butler's defeat must have been shown. And try and remember, you should have seen Eva's diary in Butler's world already. In that instant, in the back of my mind, drifted the very first scene of this final game. In a chapel, a book was lying on the altar, a book with a lock on it. As soon as I showed interest in that book, my brother suddenly grew stern and told me not to touch it. That was in Eva's diary, and that's right, you showed me Eva's diary, the book of the single truth, the truth of that day written inside it. That book of the single truth, is the truth really inside it? After all, there's a chance that it's just an Eva. I'll say it in red. You showed me Eva's diary, the book of the single truth. It has the truth of Fukushima during October 4th and 5th, 1986, recorded within it. Nice. The discussions over Burkesell's reasoning game are getting passionate at each of the tables. At some point, each table has started competing to see who could solve it first. Birkenstock, haven't Ange and Erica arrived yet? They shouldn't have been here by now. Well, I'm gonna make a bet who arrives first. I don't understand Erica being late, but what about Ange? Just what kind of pit did you toss her into this time? How rude. She's sitting on the sofa sipping tea. Hopefully that sort of tea drink suits Ange's taste. Haha, good point. How rude, that tea would suit anyone's taste. Erica would have even left the last drop of tea on the bottom of a miso pot. Now, part of me is trying to ask how miso comes into this picture. Still, it's Erica. This will be a long-awaited reunion. That's right, come to think of it, can't wait to see how long I'll take her to solve Perkins's game. This sort of game is what the kid's best at. She'll probably read it from start to finish 3 times and just see the answer right away. Probably. I look forward to seeing her give the correct answer immediately with that smug look on her face. Come now, this is Erica we're talking about. She'll probably pull out some twisted logic and say that it was possible for her and some other than Battler's family. Good point. In fact, I'd like to hear her proud twisted logic even more than the right answer. Apparently, Battler and Beta were looking forward to their reunion with Erica. They had already dueled with Erica in 2 separate games, but now there is no distinction between foes and allies. They truly wanted to welcome her to this party after the show as a friend. Still, it's a bit unexpected. What is? You know, it's surprising that you let Ange go this easily, making sure that Battler and the others couldn't see her face. Then the Delta sniggered. It's really so surprising. Of course it is. I thought being you torture Battler with one tough puzzle after another before releasing her, or that you at least try to give Ange some weird ideas and then turn the game around in the end. And I thought I knew you better than anyone else in the world, so I'm embarrassing that I was wrong. I'm sure it is, but don't worry. You obviously do know me better than anyone else in the world. Yeah, of course. After all, I love and adore and understand you more than any other person in the universe. Then the doctor was flustered by Berkey's apparently friendly words, which are very rare coming from her. Butler, Selma, pardon me for interrupting the conversation, and Selma has returned. Oh, she's back? Great. Selma, is she okay? It seems that she was soaked by the rain, but Kuma-san was bringing her with a towel now. When Butler heard this, she breathed a sigh of relief. Then he turned to face Berkey, showing her a forced smile, as though apologizing for still suspecting her just a little. Berkey showed no reaction and simply continued to wear a blank expression with a slight smile. And Selma has returned. I'm back. Butler, Angie's back. And I'm glad you're okay. I was worried. She stared at Butler as she dashed towards her with a released smile. Angie's expression seemed somehow indifferent. That Butler looks like you thought I had you hanging by the chains in the cave or something. No. I didn't think you'd go that far. I was just having some tea at the house of one of Berkey's friends. It was delicious. Did it have dry plums or miso in it? Of course not. As Annie spoke bluntly, she walked past her and her brother and exchanged a few whispered words with Birkenstow. What is it, Butler? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. If he said he was lonely because his little sister was being so cold, Peter would either laugh at him or scratch him. After all, Ange was a girl at that age. She might be in a bad mood for reasons like a boy like him couldn't understand. Taking note of this and him being satisfied himself that Ange was okay, he made to walk away. Butler, Ange is calling for you. Huh? Oh, sorry. I've been trying to get your attention for a while. Don't ignore me. I wasn't really ignoring you. What's going on with you anyway? You look like you were in a bad mood for a while now. I imagine Birkenstock gave her something strange to drink, and pretending it was just some rare sort of black tea. Yeah. I have no business with you. Back off for a bit, would you? I want to talk on the chin alone. Come on, I may not look it, but I'm the wife of the territory lord. I'm already far closer to Butler than... Sorry, Beto, would you mind leaving for just a bit? By now, Butler realized that Aaron's issue was more than just a slight bad mood. Beto puffed out her cheeks as though she wanted to say something more. However, she just let it out with a sigh and walked away. Is this okay? It is. After all, this game is between me and you, right? I'm the player, and you're the game master. No matter how many pieces get between us, in the end, it's still a direct battle between you and me. Well, it's true that I'm the game master, but it's not like I'm fighting against you or anything. This final game was held so you could be invited to the Rokujima of 1996. Games that are played to decide who wins and who loses. There can be no game unless you have foes and allies. Don't try to trick me. What are you talking about all of a sudden? You had me totally fooled. At first, I actually thought you'd take me to that day in 1986, but that wasn't true. This has all been a farce you created, hasn't it? You're using this sentimental tale to dodge issue and leave me confused. You're trying to chase me out into a lonely future. Nothing but this cheap happiness is supporting it. There's just one thing I've been after since the beginning. What happened on Rokujima that day? And the only issue you gave me was this game. This sentimental party of illusions. It's obvious, you're going to try and answer my question now. I want the truth, and you aren't going to give it to me. Aaron, listen, you got it wrong. Don't try and trick me. This game is the final fight between me and you. I want the truth of that day, and you're trying to hide it behind an illusion. It's exactly the same. The cinema is no different than those fights between you and Beato. I was about to be chased out of the game board with everything so vague and fuzzy because of you. I'm sorry, but I've already figured out this game is a battle. Don't think you'll trick me so easily anymore. And just shout tore apart the peaceful atmosphere. The family members and illusions gulped and watched the scene, wondering what was going on. Beato tried to run the Butler. He motioned for her to stay back. What is this? What is it you want? There's only one thing I've ever wanted. The truth of Rokujima 1986. That's all I'm looking for. The truth is sealed within the cat box. It can't be reached by someone outside the cat box like you. Is that why you're trying to trick me with this sentimental illusion? Yes, this is an illusion. However, I wanted you to remember this fun atmosphere, the harmony within your family. It's not about what happened on the island that day. I wanted you to remember the warmth of these family conferences, a warmth you forgot. That's just an illusion you're trying to impose on me. I'll reject it and deny it completely. There is no truth in 1986. The cat box is empty inside. We're looking for something that doesn't exist. I won't be tricked anymore. The truth of that day does exist. It was written down by the sole survivor and preserved to this very day. Butler's expression faltered for just an instant and Inch didn't miss it. So he was hiding it after all. Only chance been hiding the book of the single truth from me. And Eva, for the first time since your death, I'd like to express my gratitude because you wrote down what happened that day. You gave me one last chance at learning the truth. And you need to listen to me. Everything I wrote in that diary is nonsense and it doesn't mean. There's no point in trying to deceive me. It's already been proven that your diary had the truth of the day in it. Absurd. How could anyone but Battler of the game must used to read truth? It's Aurora, isn't it? That's right. The book of the single truth exists in 1998. The world of the future. Who else could perform the crucial role of confirming its contents with the red truth? I heard everything from Birkenstow. I've been fooled by you long enough. I don't want some sentimental illusion. I want the real truth. No matter how hard you try to cover up in 1986, I can expose it in 1998. After all, you are the Beatrice of 1986, Bunny Chen, and I am the Beatrice of 1998. Damn. A cyclone rose up around Ange. It was a golden swirl of gold butterflies, just like the golden one to Beatrice. I am Ange, Beatrice of 1998, the final golden witch. No witch of the past can defeat a witch of the future. The cyclone of gold broke apart, and as gold leaves scattered across the room, the final witch who would inherit Beatrice's name in the future appeared. Ange, Beatrice. You're the golden and endless witch, but I am different. I'm the golden witch of truth. No illusion can stand in my way. Yes, this is the end of the only chance boring party. Now it's time for my party to start. I've even ready to game to liven things up. You're up, and Eva. Huh? When Anne slipped her finger, she vanished along with a swirl of gold butterflies. Replacing her in the middle of that cyclone was a girl wearing a dress, bowing modestly. You. That's pretty rude, you know, inviting everyone to the party except me. You're Eva, the sole survivor of Rokkenjima and the Witch of the Future, the golden and endless witch from 1986 and 1998. In the world of the future, Battler kind of sentimental illusion is more fragile than a flake of snow on a lake. Okay, let's have some fun. Come, try to remember all of you. Remember, you're in the story making. When Eva held her hand to the heavens, light gathered there and took the form of a bottle. Yes, a bottle. A glass bottle with no label. There was no alcohol inside. Sealed within it was a fragment that let off a pale, sinister light. But Battler, this is bad. She must not smash that bottle. Okay, it's showtime. The bottle was slammed against the floor and smashed to pieces. As soon as the fragment within it touched the outside air, it flashed white and burst. At first it seemed that nothing had happened. However, Eva grinned then before coming a cloud of butterflies and vanishing. At some point, Birkenstow must have vanished as well. What did she do? It was probably a fragment she brought back with her from the world of the future. Perhaps we could call it the contents of the cat box in the future. What does all this mean? What? At that moment, they heard a thunder roaring. It was as though a large chunk of hail started falling everywhere. An earthquake accompanied that noise, and the whole mansion creaked. Dust began to fall from the ceiling. At the same time, it seemed as though the curtain-covered window glowed with a pale light. What on earth is going on? Kari, look outside. What the hell is that? Everyone rushed to the window in response to her voice. Of course, Battler and Nobita went too. Then they drew the curtains, looked at the scene outside, and were stunned into silence. How beautiful. Kenzo's words echoed the first impression felt by all who looked out at the scene beyond the windows. Not all beauty is benign. They always say that beauty has thorns, and yeah, though everyone found the scene beautiful, they all sensed impending misfortune from it. Outside the window, countless small objects, pale glowing fragments of crystal, lay strewn about everywhere like fallen hail. The word fantastical perfectly summed up the scene that lay before them in glowing rose garden. I saw something move over there. Hey, is there someone over there waiting, huh? Hey, a person just grew out of that glowing fragment. Severances of the Purgatory, battle formation. With those words of Lucifer's, everyone finally realized that they were being surrounded by danger. Oh, it's goat heads. I'm drinking some water. One by one, the countless fragments shook and burst, and large, dark bodies rose up from inside each. They were giants with goat heads. One after another, they appeared from the inside of the broken fragments. Those fragments lay over the rose garden in vast numbers and made the ground glow, so that anyone inside was forced to shudder. 45. Wide area surveillance. Moderators filled with Y were either being jammed or the vast number of readings is making a count of enemy numbers impossible. Even as she said this, the glowing rose garden outside the window was being filled with giant goats. The fragments carrying the goats weren't just in the rose garden, they were spread evenly across the entire island. Not just the rose garden, but the entire area around the mansion was being covered with goats by now. Allow us to speak. Know that we are completely surrounded. Yeah, we noticed. What'll you do now, Battler? Only one thing to do with uninvited guests. Let's chase them off. Who are these people? I'm guessing these aren't your minions, right, Beato? The ghost forms they hold are probably just imitations of the pieces on this game board. They aren't Risha's or Leah's minions. This is worse. I see. So they are manifestations of message bottles. Message bottles, the ones Beato made? Not quite. These are fragments of what people in the future have imagined. Endless possibilities are hidden within the cat box. Because of that, those outside the cat box can imagine the insides to be any one of an infinite number of things. You would see those endless delusions of the true forms of creatures. What will those ghosts do to us, I wonder? It doesn't look like they're here to give us a handshake and pat on the back. Those people, those lowlifes making up and passing around stories, imagining the tragedies that might have unfolded around us on this island. They are found as so fascinating that I never talked about the truth, that they kept on creating tragedies one after another for their own enjoyments. I see, so they're fragments from the future, imagining the cat box of 1986 however they please. In the world of the future, all interpretations can and do exist. Unless we deny them, everyone will be able to claim that their own view is truth, and they will remain on this island. What a fix we're in. Looks like we surrounded the fighting for our lives. And what are they doing? They're eating something. They're eating the roses? The crowd of ghosts were squirming about and doing something. If you look closely, you could see them sticking their heads into rose bushes and munching away. And it wasn't just rose bushes. Light poles and the bricks of flower beds and even the stone pavement itself. They were biting all of it, almost as if they were trying to eat up the whole island. No, they aren't just eating. If they are eating, what are they doing? That is not eating, they are eroding and shaving away at the edges of the game board itself. They're eating the game board. In the world of the future, everyone believes we were swallowed up by tragedy today. That's why they won't accept the truth where we enjoy ourselves in peace. The truths of the past are subordinate to the truths of the future. The merciless future fangs and jaws of those ghosts refuse to accept our truth and are eroding it, replacing it with the kind of truth they expect. Damn it, this is our truth. It's not for those people in the future who have nothing to do with us anyway. They rewrite as they please. Garden outside the window was now filled with too many ghosts to count, all chewing away. Their repulsive scenes stole the words from everyone's lips. They weren't stunned into silence. There was just no point in making a fuss until the ghosts knew a certain fact. No point in letting them know that there was plenty of prey waiting in this bright, warm room, prey that was softer and easier to chew than roses or bricks. That goat there, he's looking at us. Silence, don't make a fuss. It's coming this way. Dear man, this does not look good. They saw one of the newly born goat heads slowly towards the window. There was already a swarm of them in the garden, so it was no surprise that when one of them looked around for new prey, you would see the light from this window. Its immense eerie body slowly approached. As it grew closer, they could finally see it clearly. The eyes blazed, despite being cold and ruthless and reptilian. Those cruel fangs and jaws could tear apart and crush anything. Any fangs that could chew through brick could hardly have a problem chewing through humans. Its massive body had to be taller than the windows themselves, and it slumbering towards one window. If only this one was made of special Umineko bulletproof glass. I thought even bulletproof glass would stop that thing. Oh, it's coming, it's running towards us. Allow me to speak. No, that signal shall not be breached. The power of Cornelius' steel formed the shield around the glass. The goat was blown back, even unable to touch the glass because of this power. Its weight made the earth tremble. They could feel that clearly even inside. But that tremor had also drawn the attention of nearby goats. A pack of goats started shoving towards them, and a fight broke out as they each charged forward, trying to reach this new prey first. The window protected by Cornelius' seal would probably be safe. However, there were many windows in the Great Hall. First time, those windows became a source of terror instead of sunlight and lovely view. Gertrude. Allow me to speak. Know that this window shall not be breached. Gertrude sealed another window. The ghost trying to break in through that. The ghost tried to break in through that one were thrown back. But at the same time, they heard the crash of yet another window being smashed, scattering fragments of glass everywhere. The massive ghost broke through the window frame and entered the building. Oh, so stay back, everyone, stay back. One of the first twilight, the six choked up by the key. Those words were really coming from the ghost's mouth, along with steaming foul breath. However, it didn't get a chance to say any more. Forehead, neck, shoulder, chest, side, gut, knee. The stakes of the seven systems buried themselves in deep one after another. What rough, unappetizing flesh for piercing. I'd hate to have to gobble up any more of these. The other windows shattered one after another, and several ghosts squeezed their way in through the window frames. Their mouths were still stuffed with bricks they had just been snacking on. Each time they chewed, it made a ghastly sound like bones being crushed. The world repelled them. Chester's troops prepared for a close-range combat. Stop. You start firing away, and we'll have all the other ghosts coming to join the party. Let's fall back to the second floor. If we can steal the staircase, that'll buy us some time. Everyone upstairs. Hurry. After sniffing noisily as though the skinny had smells around them, the ghosts around start chewing on whatever chairs, table, or curtains were close by. The ghosts would chew on anything that fits as long as it's near them. If the others were careful not to attract the ghost's attention, they would be able to escape from this place. The humans ran up to the second floor while the illusions who were used to fighting guarded the rear. The ghosts were completely absorbed by their feast on everything in the hall. By now, they were even brutally chewing away at the portion of beaches which could fairly be called the symbol of the Umineko family itself. That little humans had taken all refuge on the second floor. Good. The laners steal all the staircases. Gertrude and Cornelia will handle it. However, they need more time. Although that mentioned when there were loud beating sounds that might be called knocks and sound of shattered glass. Well now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for work. Services to the purgatory right here. Let's go, you lowlives. Tonight is all you can eat. We need another drink. Chester troops, all external tasks, cancel automatic updates, accept no data, take no prisoners. Eisner Jungfrau of the 7th District, by the Territory Lord's order, carry out your duty. I'll lend a hand, like Leon, you're in the way, go up to the second floor. But Will, leave this to us and go. You have your own job to do. Protect your family. I understand, everyone stay safe. The mansion was filled with the sound of knocking, crushing, smashing, and chewing. The ghosts in their wave of destruction was drawing steadily closer. Lord Battler, Gertrude and Cornelia finished sealing other staircases. The large staircase here is the only one that remains. The other staircases are tiny, so they went fast. On the other hand, the staircase is huge. Looks like you have your hands full of buying time. Then Delta spoke as though it was someone else's problem. It only took a glance at her face to see that she had no intention of lending a hand. Even so, Beto didn't scold her. This was a game between Battler and Ange. Lambda Delta was only a theater goer who would have been invited. Don't think badly of me. Even I'll die if I was torn apart by nothingness. Sorry, but I think I'll stick to being an observer. That's what you've always been, though it is a shame that we can't ask you for your help. No, she's being nice. This still a show. Sure, let's call it that. It's a Voyager wish Lambda Delta could retreat from the skateboard of Battlers if she wanted to. In other words, she was the only one who wasn't in trouble now. See you later. I think I'll watch this game between you and Bert until the end. I'll be rooting for you. As you munch on popcorn? Of course. I think I'll have some soy sauce butter flavor today. Lambda Delta finished with a pop. As soon as she did, a black hole opened up in midair and Gap fell out of it. Butler, Vish, could you cut me for a second? You should probably see this. Right now? Yes. Let's go. Everyone were counting on you to hold this position. When Gap snapped her fingers, a large hole opened up under Battler and Beto, swallowing them both. They were spat out into an inky blackness. Both of them were floating in the night sky. Okajima lay far beneath them, and as soon as they realized this, they shuddered. This is just a crowd. It's a sea. There's no longer a crowd of ghosts, but an entire sea of them. Just as Okajima poked up from the ocean, the mission was now poking up from the sea of goats. People in the future really are amazed at just how many of them have imagined the tragedy of this island. It's nothing more than the worthless drivel of those outside the cat boxes. Just clean this place up. Look over there. It's hard to tell, but look at the shoreline. The shoreline? It's easy to make out in the harbor. Look closely. See it? Don't tell me. Yeah, you're probably right. They're eating it. Eating the whole island. I'm trying to remember fragments of the future. If all you just drew up the embellishment, all the illusions, all the fantasy. Let's see what yelled us to the heavens, hovered about the raging sea. Hell fell down with a pale glow. Each was an unlabeled bottle with a fragment inside. They poured into the island where splashed to bits. The fragments inside them were scattered everywhere. But then, now and then, fragments were split into two and then split into again. Every single one of them burst and gave birth to a massive goat. To say it like this, bamboo shoots springing out after the rain would that be a vast understatement. The goats writhed about like bubbling, boiling water in a pot. They ate away at everything they saw. They didn't just eat the harbor, but the trees, the rocks, the entire coastline itself. Hundreds, thousands, no, tens of thousands of goats continued to eat. They were chewing away at every bit of Rokuchiba of this final game that Battler had prepared. Ha 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 ha. Too bad, Battler. God in the future was a tragedy on this island. Even Ange was the truth. Don't worry, we'll trip all the embellishment, illusions, and fantasy for you. But now Battler on the other side had to admit it. The future wanted a tragedy. Even the truth of this island had been a gentle, peaceful thing. Even if the future didn't want that. The truth they wanted was painting over the past. The past is such a fragile thing. Even the cat box is being chewed apart. Just who are these people? Are they really so determined to plunge us into a tragedy? That's all I wanted to show you. Help yourselves a bit when you're making your strategic decisions. Yeah, thanks, though I feel like crap. And then let's go to the study next if you don't mind. Goldsmith wants to talk to you. Gap slapped her fingers and another black hole swallowed them up and spat them out into the study. Gap, if you're gonna drop me. Grandfather, we're in trouble. There's absolutely nowhere left to go. I know, and even waiting out the storm from here is not an option. Or none of the others should be able to buy us some time when I saw. If they just hold up in the mansion, it would only be a matter of time before the swarm of ghosts got there. Trying to repel a few of the ghosts barging into the mansion would be like using a cup to bail water from a boat with a hole in it. We can fight defensively for a while, but it's only a matter of time. We need to take us to while we fight. Can we escape? Where to? Is there any way for us to leave the game board? The outside of the game board is beyond the range of our territory. Only a Voyager witch could leave. Only Burkestone and the Delta could do it. However, there's no way Burkestone would help. Even though the Delta had already announced that she had would be an observer instead of lending the help. There's nowhere left to run. Nowhere. There's just one place. Where? The Golden Land. I see. Is that our only option now? Indeed, the Golden Land is the most impenetrable place on the game board. If we wish to escape, it's that or nothing. These slaves are eating the cat box itself. For all we know, they might start chewing away at the Golden Land itself at any moment. What should we do, Battler? No point thinking about it. We're retreating. If we take too long to make a decision, even that road will be closed to us. Evacuate everyone. How can we open the door to the Golden Land? I just have to open it. However, an immense wave of anti-magic toxin is emitting from that crowd of goats. It will take some time to open the door. So we got to protect the study with our lives until the door is open. Just have to keep doing what we've been doing. There's one more problem. The door to the Golden Land cannot be shut unless two people close it from the outside. The two from the outside? What do you mean? As soon as he said this, Battler realized that it's supposed to be the result of some agreement made between the three witches who are one. Moment, there's no need to go to the trouble shutting the door, but it won't be so easy this time. Only Umineko can fulfill the role of shutting the door. Me as a territory lord and Beato, yeah, it sounds like the safest choice. Indeed, if it's just the two of us, we might even be able to protect ourselves. Okay, open the door. Yep, time for another drink. Beato waved her pipe, leaving a golden trail behind as she sliced the air vertically. Then a gap at the door to the Golden Land appeared. It looked nothing more than a thin golden string hanging from the ceiling. If you look closely, you can see that the string was getting thicker very slowly. The door to the Golden Land certainly was opening, but so slowly that you couldn't even tell if you weren't careful. At this rate, it would probably take some time before they grew big enough to let a person through. Grandfather, Gap, could you be... We'll need you to be our inner line of defense. Yes, there may be ghosts climbing up the outer walls. Very well, my rifle hungers for some prey. Understood. It'll be some fun jumping those things into the abyss. A triangular slice at an angle, split into two parts, it fell to the floor, showering it with both the dark blood and guts. Splendidly done. I'll let you take the next one. Countless amounts of ghosts, which had forced their way in the room and windows all across the mansion, wandered about and suggested the Jew. Several of the ghosts noticed a group of people huddled around the staircase and lumbered closer, but they were pulverized by merciless attacks. Bruno's shields easily halted the charging ghosts of Virgilian magic spirits pitting the giants against the walls. The liners of Will's blades were also slicing easily through goats. The pinpoint strikes of the seven sisters of purgatory could pierce the vitals of and finish off any opponent, no matter how large. The Chester sisters were holding their own too. They had blasted enough ghosts to bits with one shot from their high-caliber firearms that you couldn't count the kills with both hands. Given the limited number of opponents, there were more than a match for these ghosts. However, they weren't just up against a crowd, but an entire ocean. It was like a pebble trying to force face the approaching waves of the stormy sea. Bring on that gun barrel replacement. Requesting cover for the purgatory troops. So you run out of ammo and you're nothing but rabbits. Lame. I don't want to hear that from a bunch of sea paperweights who could only kill one person at a time, yeah. Yeah, keep them coming. Don't let us get bored. The hall was full of massive goat corpses, as in fear of this sight, the ghosts that came in one after another formed a wall, keeping their distance. Perhaps I think they're no match for us. I wish that were true, but it seemed to be little more than wishful thinking. What are those guys doing? They're looking at us and whispering to each other. Apparently they have the intelligence to talk together and cooperate. The ghosts turned them at a distance whispering. Then they nodded at each other as though the sun insisted and the whole group stirred. What are they doing? It's almost like they're lining up a different order. The enemy is changing this formation. It appears that the individuals with greater destructive power are being gathered in the front lines. So what? Let's go. Yes, Oni-sama, weight such as wrong. Lucifer took aim at one of them, going for his forehead. The other assistants followed her lead, trying to pierce the vital organs all over the creature's body. However, there was no sign of pierced flesh. The assistants of Purgatory were knocked back, unable to cause the smallest wound. What? What just happened? Those guys were talking about something. The ghosts whispering the same thing over and over as they slowly approached the seven sisters. All of them whispered unanimously. All fantasy is fictional. The seven sisters of Purgatory are illusions personifying stakes for ceremonial sacrifices. Ceremonial sacrifices, they're actually paperweights. As they whispered the curse that denied the seven sisters' existence, the ghosts lumbered closer. Get back, Purgatory troops. We'll cover you. It's time you learn a lesson, goats. The golden bolts of the Tricer troops mowed down the wall of ghosts with a shower of bright golden bullets. Some of them were torn to pieces, but some of them seemed completely unaffected. Then the ghosts who were uninjured all whispered as one. The Tricer sisters' Imperial Guards had Mariah's rabbit dolls as their vessels. They're actually rabbit dolls, Mariah's imagination, fantasy, fictional beings. All of the crimes can be explained by mystery. All fantasy is irrelevant. Looks like we got lots of people who won't accept the existence of magic. And that means no magical attacks will have any effect on them. Does that mean all of our attacks will be completely useless? And this 9, yeah. If they don't accept that we exist, our attacks can hurt them, yeah. Is that possible? We'll have to test it. Ronald stepped forward, stamped on the floor twice, and the red barrier rose up in front of him. The crowd of ghosts dashed into it with a terrifying force. While some ghosts were blown away by it, several of them stood back to the magical barrier. Ronald is a creature of magic, a creature of fiction. Genji is Ronald's vessel. He's an imaginary version of Genji. I see, so even my attacks will not affect some of them. There was no longer any point in Virgilia trying out her magic spear, and now that some of the ghosts had decided that her existence was fictional, she could no longer hurt them. Even these great demons and great witches, as well as high-level furniture and weapons, were overcome with fear of the crowd that surrounded them, and a crowd that would not be affected by any of their attacks. Well, what are we going to do? Well, we'll keep fighting until the end. You don't have the permission to die in battle. Fantasy is all fiction. Fantasy is all fiction. Fantasy is all fiction. A shriek from one of the ghosts became a signal for the wall of them to break. They pushed forward with a gape and mouths of foul breath, each trying to reach their prey first, trying to return these fictional creatures to nothingness. Look out! Virgilia leapt in front of them and had several of the seven sisters who had fallen on their butts, overpowered by the ferocity of their approaching ghosts. However, even Virgilia was a fictional creature to these ghosts. They could chew through her like cotton candy. Madame quickly went off to himself with oncoming goats. Even he would be chewed apart easily, knowing they had sworn not to look forward. Even if my magic no longer functions, I am still the fiercely passionate and loyal man I always was, and furthermore, did you expect that I would simply sit by and watch a lady die? We're not his fantasy, we're not his fantasy. We're not seeing his fist right now inside of a goat's face. As soon as he pulled it back, he swung left leg into the ghost's gut and then spun around in a reverse roundhouse that caught the goat again. Ronald knew he could do less damage than a mosquito bite because these two don't accept its existence. This was the height of anti-magic defensive power in this 9. Ronald is fantasy, a fiction, an illusion. The ghost swung his log-like fist with the sound of a storm. Ronald dodged by a hair. He had been an instant slower than a massive arm would have crushed his head like glass. Ronald, stop this, run. I, Ronald, cannot help but rise to the challenge when I see a lady in a pinch, a bad habit of mine. And Ronald grinned and tried to act tough. He already sacrificed all he had. There was nothing he could do here and now except become a shield to buy time. I'd already chosen to abandon his life for this. Ronald, his fantasy couldn't exist. He couldn't possibly exist. Illusions do not exist. They do not exist. Fantasy is all ridiculous, ridiculous. The ghosts kept coming, trying to feast on Ronov. None had any pretensions of making this a one-on-one fight. Nothing mattered except chewing apart Fantasy, even just a nibble, as they gnashed those ruthless jaws of Fantasy closed in around Ronov. Ronov's foot hit something and he stumbled. At the same instant, several massive arms reached out and lifted them up. Ronov-sama, what are you doing, Chester? Shoot them. If that do anything, we would have done it already in the end. Anyone, please stand back. I should be able to buy you some time as they savor my flesh. However, I think they'll find that Ronov has quite a few little bones in him. And elbow slammed into their massive, hideous jaws. They were trying to chew Ronov's head. Of course, the goat did moan, but that did nothing but deprive just one of them. One of the goat of his right into the first bite of Ronov's head. Many jaws opened wide, trying to crush him and throw him into the heartless stomachs, which would permit no cheerful illusions to exist. I won't accept Fantasy, won't accept. It's possible to explain everything with mystery possible. Fantasy is fake, everything is mystery. I'm gonna give myself a quick save here. All the many arms that lifted Ronov were sliced off. The seven sisters used this chance to fly forward and grab Ronov, jogging him back. Which of you mentioned mystery? Delanor's blade worked on them? I see if our foes are calling it a mystery. Blood red, long sword in hand, Delanor slowly walked forward. Behind her walked Will, tapping his back with his black blade. If you don't think this is a fantasy, then let's have your theories. I cannot wait for you to hear your explanations. The crowd of ghosts stepped back, though they had insufficient to conceal illusions. They stepped back when faced with this pair of wielding swords of mystery. There have been a great many close room murders on this game board. Choose whichever you please and we will parry all of your attacks. No, we don't have to defend anything. Indeed, the purpose of a mystery is to offer a challenge, so there's no need for us to play defense. Do you get it yet? You're the ones in the hot seat now. Blue truth cut the ghosts apart. That blue truth dwelt within each other and every one of the riddles from Beatles games so far. We're about to close room with the Shane, the first game, second Twilight. What about the close room with the Chapel? Second game, first Twilight. What about the trick to killing Najo? Third game, ninth Twilight. There's no end to the blades. Countless riddles Beatrice had left them became blade challenges that tore the ghosts apart. If they wanted to deny Fantasy, they would have to make a counter-argument. They would have to deal with every single trick as a mystery. However, while most of the ghosts called themselves anti-Fantasy, they hadn't thought up any answers to the mystery, though every now and then ghosts with answers did appear. Someone outside the Ushimi family was hiding on the island, and Noxus first, it is forbidden for the culprit to be anyone not mentioned in the early part of the story. There were multiple culprits, all working separately, and it just happened to look like a single culprit. Valentine's 12. There must be one true culprit. You mean anything but that is forbidden? Boring, right? To have a genre like that. Personally, I think mystery should be more flexible. The 10 Ox Commandments and the 20 Valentine rules are behind the times. The definition of the mystery genre should change within the era. And now they get uppity. Perhaps we are behind the times. In that case, let's see if you have any theories that can satisfy us. Come. The whole crowd of ghosts charged them. In their fangs, each of them carried theories to crush Beato's closed rooms. The bodies of these ghosts differ from those who have become corpses so easily. They have mysterious-style answers to several closed rooms, so it takes several blade hits to get them a fatal wound. However, Beetle had left many blades behind. All of them were exceedingly sharp, so the pair of Inquisitors didn't think this would be a desperate battle. This mystery, the goal is to use all your imagination and knowledge to challenge each of the riddles head-on. Doing so is the greatest pleasure of the mystery genre. So they laughed. Both Will and Delana laughed. The smile of admiration at the theory that the ghosts had put anything they had to, they countered, with blades from all the closed rooms. The crowds of ghosts were no longer in a circle meant but a great wave starting to swallow up the pair up, and yet the pair repelled the enemy without giving an inch. They resisted firmly, cutting through the wave of willing goats. It was like an iceberg ship knocking a path through a frozen sea. They entered the closed room to a hidden passage that no one else could use, and Nox asserted it is forbidden for hidden passages to exist. After the hidden passage was used, it was welded shut and became unusable, so no hidden passages existed at the time of the inspection. Nox's 8. It is forbidden for the case to be resolved with clues that are not presented. These are all fake murders, so no one's actually dead, so all the closed rooms were constructed by the so-called victims. Delana hesitated for just an instant. After all this cliched and simple theory managed to get around both Beetle's closed room and Nox's commandments. Delana saw nothing inside the ghost's massive jaws. Van Dyne's 7th. It is forbidden to have a crown without a corpse. The ghost jaws seemed to close around Delana's head. However, the upper and lower jaws were no longer connected, so the half merely slid off to the side. I guess even the great Nox forgot to forbid fake murders. There are many splendid mysteries behind murder. The ghosts weren't about to back off and let the pair have a nice long chat about the mystery genre. The next massive figure immediately enveloped them. Will's blade drew a diagonal slash across his chest, but only cut through his clothes, leaving no wound. The 20 wedges don't work on this one. Delana also hit with their long sword, but still it just cut his clothes without leaving a mark on his body. Could this go have a theory that doesn't violate Nox or Van Dyne? Nox and Van Dyne are meaningless. All closed rooms can be explained by a single solution. After all, in an attempt to stop the ghost from saying any more, Will and Delana hit it with blades with every closed room, as well as stakes and the 10 Commandments and 20 rules, but none of them had any effect. Oh shit. Slowly the ghost pushed his massive fists together and raised them up high. After all, Will. With a roar, Will summoned to the goat with his body. Though his massive bulk bent back slightly, Will was still leaping into a death trap. However, if he hadn't done so, he wouldn't have been able to protect Delana. The goat grabbed Will, it lifted him up, and held him high in the air. It was like a little kid showing off his favorite toy and moving it around. Let's hear your theory. If I'm here to hear a great theory before I die, you'll be fitting in for a ride. Van Dyne and Nox are useless for making theories. Good. The ghost's massive hands closed on Will like a vice. All the bones of Will's body were creaking. Let's hear your theory. There's no need for a theory. What? After all, making theories for any of Peach's game is a waste of time. What do you mean? This is an unorthodox mystery, so thinking about this is just a waste of time. I won't accept Peach's game as a mystery. There are no answers to the tricks. It's all just an illusion. Think it's just a waste of time? Will's head was lower, so his face couldn't be seen. However, the arm of the goat holding him was shaking. The embrace of those log-sized arms with superhuman strength was slowly pushed away by Will's shaking arms. Thinking it's just a waste of time. You see that and you call yourself a mystery novel reader? The mystery genre is like a chivalry. You fight with the noble rules you've created with the pride and the sense you've taken. Is this worth being a coward? Is it worth being a coward if it'll help you win? Does losing make the whole fight meaningless if you fought with everything you had? This isn't about winning or losing. It's about applauding the will to fight even in the most dire circumstances. The ghost's arms were now spread wide and it looked as though Will was now the one pushing it back. With Will's face covered in the shadow and couldn't be seen. People like you call themselves mystery readers even though they never even should have solved mysteries. You're the ones I really can't stand. Will slammed his forehead into the call yourself a mystery reader, be proud to join in a battle of wits. If you call yourself a mystery reader, it's about time you realize giving up is nothing to brag about. Will hit it with his head over and over again. His forehead had been torn apart by the ghost's fangs, but he kept on hitting it. Van Dyne and Knox will be behind times with the mystery genre does progress to time just like the world around it. However, there's one thing that never changes. That is pride. What is a knight proud of, and not victory? It's part of his courage, which lets him stand up to anyone without fear. Well, couldn't forget the kind of coward who would return the tail from a fight and then brag about it. People who call themselves mystery readers, but who have no pride, or the only people Will just can't stand. He couldn't unable to put up with this anymore, threw Will down to the floor. Then he lifted his fingers again, determined to crush Will to pieces this time. Come, you probably will beat me to a pulp, but there will be no victory for you. You'll destroy your own pride with your own hands. Pointless. This is no mystery, so why make theories? Think it is just a waste of time. Useless. Die. A fist like a cannonball swinging down towards him was the very last thing Will saw before he shut his eyes. In this game, if he stopped thinking. In this game, if you give it up, that means you lose, right? Battler smashed his head into the ghost's mouth and his smashed teeth bounced off the ceiling. Battler Sama. If you stop thinking it means you've given up on the story being a mystery, which means as far as you're concerned, this game is a fantasy. Battler lifted his arm. Realized that this was a signal. Lucifer and Instructor Zero jumped in. If you stop thinking you don't deserve to be an actor on the stage, stop trying to sound smart and go eat some popcorn from the stands or something. The goat lifted his fist again and swung down at Battler like a hammer. If you surrender to the fantasy, that just makes you another target, and it makes the same as acknowledging that we exist. Begin recognition of the hostile elements. Mark all targets vulnerable to magical attacks in our HMDs. In case you surrender to fantasy, get to deal with us. And if you have a theory, we'll hear it out. And you're welcome those people with an open arms, out of the respect for them, and won't hold anything back. Oh, but it would seem that Battler Sama's time to shine. We would like this with all your favorite theories, booth, mystery, and fantasy. This isn't your game right now. No matter how much you like your future fragments try to deny us, this is no time for me to be defeated. A golden glint gathered in Battler's hand. It was so bright that the whole hall was bathed in gold. Gold and butterflies flit about as though the whole room was being swallowed up by the golden land. Battler lifted his golden long sword high. Feel free to challenge Beatles' game as a mystery or a fantasy. I welcome it, but I'm not going to let you deny this final game of mine. Feel free to shame of your indiscretion and impugning the honor of those who have passed away. A flash of the golden longsword floated the hall with a sea of golden light. Then the whole group of ghosts clattered. Then the whole group of ghosts clamoring about the hall turned to clouds of gold butterflies and scattered. Even so, only about 100 of them had been wiped out. Before long, the massive crowds of ghosts outside would probably come pouring in. The seal, Gertrude, and the others are working on will be finished in a bit. Sorry, but I'll have to ask you to hold out here a little bit longer. Of course, Lord Battler. Otherwise, we wouldn't get to show off. You know, you two could try fighting just a little. But we're just the MCs. Their excessively blunt refusal drew a few strange smiles. However, it had less tension. Wait, what? However, it had lessened the tension in the room just a bit. Butler Sama leads us to us. We won't allow the erosion to proceed any further. And not one of us will be left behind. Of course, we were all purchased pizzas on Lord Butler's game board. The Seven Sisters of Purgatory, the Justices of the Corpse, and everyone else nodded forcefully. Yeah, I'm counting on all of you. We'll definitely protect this final game I made for Ange. They're managing to hold their ground down below. The door to the Golden Line continues to open slowly. It will take some time, though. That's right. We better start buying some time ourselves. The Sea of Goats that covered the ground below them was jostling about more and more. By now, even the sea surrounding the island had disappeared. The horizon was gone, and Chewed Up Island was now floating on an eerie emptiness like space. The ghosts that floated the edges of Broken Jima seemed to be spilling off the axis. That's like this looks like a set for this game board. As long as there's a game master in pieces, the game board can always be laid out again. As long as you have two people together, you can create any sort of game. True, where on earth is Ange? Where did you hide that? That's right, the chapel. What's happened to the chapel? It's still there. The chapel looked like a white building floating in a pitch black sea of ghosts. Yes, this was strange. There was no way that those ghosts who consume everything would go out of their way just to avoid the chapel. That's where Ange is. Outside the chapel was a sea of goats. Very soon the earth around the chapel would be eaten away and it would probably end up floating on nothingness. The rampaging of the goats as they devoured everything and recited the tragedies they had imagined was truly making a lot of noise. However, none of that reached inside the chapel. And Charlie broke the magical seal on the entrance and stepped inside. The seal was supposed to be unbreakable by anyone. However, in the face of Ange Beatrice, Witch of Truth, the one who sought the truth and could swoop aside all forces that prevented her from finding it, no barrier was absolute. There it is. A single book tightly locked rested on the altar. It looked like the hidden diary that Ushami Eva had continued to write in even in her later years. The book of the single truth. It was the one feather that had shown her in the world of 1998. Time to save again, just in case this time we get a choice to open it or not. This time I have the key. I gripped the gold key that sat in my pocket, the key Oni-chan gave me. As I approached the altar, I saw that book of the single truth was wrapped in a strange spinning off the light. So this is the seal of the Game Master that Breaker still talked about. The book of the single truth was sealed in something like a crystal. It was a seal made by the Game Master's authority. This was on a different level than the breakable magic seal in the chapel door. No matter how and used their powers of Witch of Truth, this couldn't be broken by anyone except the Game Master. However, this time Butler wasn't the only Game Master. So sorry, Oni-chan. Breaker still is a Game Master too. I just need to take this to her and have her break the seal. And slowly approach the altar. Will Ange really do as you say? This is my little sister we're talking about, so yeah, probably not. Then what will we do? Looks like we've got nothing to go on but brute force. At that moment, a fierce impact hit the pair of them. Beato was flung away, and Butler was sealed inside a massive crystal that extended up to the heavens. Damn, what the hell was this? Butler, what is this? It was a barrier, a massive cage of crystal. Butler was shut inside the crystal cage like a tower, so large that you had to look up to the top. Beato, I need you to take care of Ange. What will you do? Can you break free from this all by yourself on the inside? Is this a closed room barrier? Who could have? There's only one person who challenged me with a closed room. Looks like our final guest has finally arrived. You don't mean? Go ahead and take care of Ange. Beato left Battler to handle this on his own and headed for the chapel. Battler took a deep breath and then smiled daringly. I've been waiting for you. Was it boring in a place of desolate living in place? The answer was a laugh. Yeah, that's right. And that laugh is enough. It looks like you're doing well. It wasn't boring after all, I believed. I'll bet you did. I believe too. Probably Erica. Butler flung off the cape of the territory lord. It would only get in the way, and it would be a rude way to welcome his final guest. Those dark depths were the perfect place to think of the mysteries I could fight you with when we met again. So this crystal cage is the ring for our duel, a chain deathmatch with nowhere to run. Now that you mention it, we're always fighting over closed rooms with chains, then let's use that. Make it a real chain deathmatch. I'm prepared, but what about you? I am. I told you, didn't I? I believe too. All at the same time, they both brandished their mystery, sealing the other in a chain-closed room. Come, Fruto, Erica! Entertain me, Wattler Schwan. At the same time, they were both sealed inside a closed room with a locked chain. Of course, there was an easy way to set the chain from the inside. However, stepping into their opponent's chain room would be difficult. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a quick break here. Alright, I'm back. They were once fighting to death with two chain closed rooms at once. There could be no better closed room duel for these two who had battled with theories concerning chains rooms so often. Fruto Erica committed suicide, died in an accident, died of an illness, died by some other reason other than homicide. It wasn't a suicide, it wasn't an accidental death, it wasn't a death by illness. I was really killed by you, Battler, son. It was a murder committed by slipping poison gas through the crack of the door, by filling the room with water and drowning you, by sucking the oxygen out of the room and making you suffocate. There was no poison gas, there was no drowning, there was no death by suffocation. Ha 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 ha! Closed room murder with poison gas, death by drowning and suffocation. Crazy, right? It's funny, isn't it? Good. Umineko Battler committed suicide. He died in an accident. He was killed by an illness. Time for Mighty to test your closed room. Red truth. Umineko Battler was stabbed to death. Let's say the weapon was a knife stuck right into his back. Good. Nothing beats a classic closed room. Then why don't you try it too? I'll take the challenge with the red truth. Fruto Erica was stabbed to death. The weapon was a knife stuck right in her back. Interesting. I'll tell you your closed room to bits. What's it supposed to be? Battler's busy at the moment. For now, I shall be your opponent. Beato had sealed the chapel with a closed room Battler. With the closed room barrier. Unless that riddle was smashed with Bluetooth, Ange wouldn't be able to leave. After shrugging impatiently, Ange finally faced Beato. This might be the first time I fought you directly. Oh, is it now? Very well, let's see what you've got. However, Battler isn't here at the moment. When he's not around, I sometimes forget to hold back. What a coincidence, I feel the same. I killed you inside a perfect closed room with windows, doors, and all other methods of entry or exit blocked. Okay, I'll play along with your game. Repeat it. Okay, guys, I'm going to be ending the video here. Shit looks like it's going down. Maybe episode 8 is finally getting near the end. I'm not sure. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all next time.